I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start. There is so much going on right now that my ADD mind wants to talk about every single thing.
I'm your host, Christy Chanelle, and this is the Love You Miss You Bye podcast.
Today, I was going to talk about the share book. I've backed away from that because I am so focused on all these different headlines that I can't hyper-focus on one subject. I've gotten to chapter 5 of this 15-hour book, but I am going to Portland. My son Trev and I are driving to Portland to see my stepdad and his wife, and a much-needed reunion. It's been about 14 years since I've sat in a room and just had a good conversation with my stepdad. And I am so excited. I know I'm going to have about 30 plus hours to listen to a book, maybe 2. We'll see what happens. So I will be coming back for season 2 starting in January with the share book review. Besides the share book, the main reason I wasn't able to really listen to the share book was because I was too fixated on the CEO case where he was just assassinated in New York at like 6:50 something in the morning on a very public street. Yeah, that really has taken majority of my attention. So much that I started posting about it on TikTok, which you know is my preferred platform. That and YouTube. I love both of them. YouTube is harder, as I always tell you. It's really more difficult because you have to be able to edit and create and advertise with your thumbnail and your titles and your descriptions. It's all part of the package. I had 2 goals this year. The first goal was to hit 300 followers on YouTube. I have been working the whole year. We're not done yet. The whole year on that page. And I've learned so much. I think confidently I can set a new goal for this year, which I will do. But let me tell you, my goal was to hit 300 subscribers. Right now, as of filming, it's December 8th, I am at 365 subscribers. So I'm 65 over my goal. 400 maybe in the future. So fingers crossed, a lot of hard work and determination and consistency, and I'll be able to reach it. I think my new goal for the year for 2025 is to hit 1,000. I know you're probably thinking, how are you going to go from 300 to 400 people to double and some? I don't know. But I think as I keep doing it, I get better. So if I do get better and I do stay consistent, I got nowhere to go but up. But just in case, I have also created a whole other page. So I'm not going to tell anybody about it. I'm just going to be a little silent ninja. Maybe I'm not telling anybody about this second YouTube page because, well, it's kind of my alter ego. I'm going on it and I'm just going to talk about whatever, whomever, and not really hold back much. On this page, in this podcast, I'm a softer version of myself. There are times where I feel my adrenaline pumping and I get a little loud and say what I'm thinking. I have to be able to do that. That's who I am. But this other part of me may not be as PC as everyone that listens to me here. So I need that second outlet to do that. And I'm going to do it. You'll find me. I know you will. I haven't decided if that's going to be a podcast yet or not. It may just be a place for all my shorts and just strictly YouTube content. We'll just see how it goes. I'm going to devote time and energy to it because I think YouTube is the wave of the future, not TikTok. I could be wrong. One of the headlines is TikTok is still slated to be banned, and that ban could be coming as soon as January 19th. It will affect so many people, so many businesses, and believe it or not, people use TikTok for their news. I am one of those. And when I say news, there are some really solid people that report on what's happening. There are. One of them is Aaron. He is one of my favorite people out there. And if you go follow him and learn about his backstory, I think it would shock you a little bit. He's one of my favorite people, and daily, hour by hour, he is telling us what's happening so that we have a quick resource to that. And he's very unbiased. I really don't want to hear about people telling me their own view when they're giving me the news. I want to make up my own mind. Just give it to me straight. Give me the facts 100%. He does that. But beyond that, all of these people really like a place to be able to voice their opinion, which I think is so important. But having said that, today I got an account warning notice, which means if I get one more violation on my page, I will be banned. My goal for TikTok was 3,000. I am currently sitting at 2,870. So I'm about 130 followers away from hitting my goal. I'm not banned yet, so there is some hope. But let me tell you how I got almost banned. And maybe by my next episode, no, I'm going to be good. I had posted how I've been an advocate for the green plant. I believe that there's a lot of medical use to help us and the human body because we all have endocannabinoid systems. And the plant itself also has cannabinoids, which we could fill up where we're depleted. It's kind of like a thermostat, it's a thermostat. I know a lot about it because I started out my podcast in cannabis, which was a good thing and actually a bad thing because I couldn't talk freely. And the way I came to podcasting is because I wanted a place where I could talk about it freely and not have to censor words like cannabis and cannabinoids and marijuana because my videos were getting banned and taken down and I was getting violations. So early on, I had to learn how to say it without saying it. And my first podcast was named Code Green Plant for that very reason. I had to speak in code. So since I've pulled back a little bit, I felt free. I felt like nobody is putting a muzzle on me and I can talk about what I want to talk about. Unfortunately, I don't know how to shut up. And when I have an opinion, I say it. So in light of the CEO situation and how people are perceiving it and not being very empathetic to the CEO himself, but not because of the CEO himself, but because of the company he's running and how it affects everyday people and families that have had family members die because they couldn't get their medication or they have to file claims in order to try and do that, which costs money and not enough money to go against a giant like United Healthcare. That is why I believe the bullet shells that were left on the scene said, deny, defend, depose. Because that is the motto with healthcare. Now, I heard that there's another idea that could also come from a book. If you're just going with the insurance healthcare motto, deny the claim, defend the reason you're denying the claim, and depose. Take me to court and sue me because you will run out of money before I do. There's a lot of people speaking on how this is making them feel. And I would say it is 98% not giving a crap.
This is wild. While the NYPD and the FBI are actively searching for the suspect in the United Healthcare case, someone in New York decided to put on a suspect look-alike contest with a cash prize. And people have come out in droves. They're wearing the beanie and the hoodie and the jacket and the backpack. We were interviewed and asked, are you worried that you are out here while the police are looking for the suspect? They said, no, we're not worried because we're not a CEO, which explains why all of these health insurance companies and healthcare companies like CVS have scrubbed their websites of who their executives are to try and keep another incident like this from happening. Ironically, one of the contestants was asked, why are you competing in this contest? And he said, I need the money. I want to win the cash prize because I have a medication that is so expensive and is not covered by insurance.
98%. Now, that is a strong number. But what that has done, it has taken the people on the far right, the people on the far left, and the independents, myself, and united us on one common thing: greed.
United Health CEO would literally be arm wrestling in the office over decisions that would cause millions of people to suffer. Seriously, this information comes from an article in the Wall Street Journal, and there was a difference in opinion over decisions that had millions of lives hanging in the balance. He would come up and offer to arm wrestle over. Now, while they say the arm wrestling was just a humorous way to diffuse tension, it shows just how unseriously they took the lives and the healthcare of countless millions of people. I want to reiterate that the company is projected to make $500 billion in revenue next year. $500 billion. When there's that much money at stake, of course there are going to be a few angry policyholders. That's why you have to arm wrestle to let off some of the tension. Perhaps the journal and his colleagues wanted to be lighthearted when sharing this anecdote about the unalive CEO. However, they should have read the room. Not too many people will take kindly to hearing just how much of a joke their lives and their healthcare coverage was to this CEO and to United Health.
I think everyone can agree that this is an issue. It's not really all about the CEO. And it is a sad situation. Anyway, so as I'm talking about this on my TikTok page, which has really done well, I'm getting a lot of views on my short TikToks regarding this subject. One of them, I said, I'm really glad that we're having this conversation about insurance and what people are doing and how actually paying out of pocket for insurance is cheaper if you go to the hospitals and say, how much is a cash pay versus how much is my insurance? I've seen cases where the out-of-pocket expense is cheaper than the one with insurance.
2021, my insurance jumped up from about $700 a month to $1,800 a month. Was there a major incident? No, nothing happened, just overnight. Well, that year my son got hurt in football. I had to take him in for an MRI. And when I got there, they asked me if I was cash pay or if I had insurance. Well, I told them, well, how much is cash pay? They said $500. So listen, we're going to drop our health insurance. How much is our doctor visit cash pay? How much is our, and then we called our prescription company, our pharmacy, how much is our scripts if we pay cash? So we averaged that out. We were going to spend about $200 to $225 a month, which we probably already way overspent that just in deductible, plus on top of the $1,800 a month I'm giving this insurance company for what? Now, a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, you got to have health insurance in case something major happens later on in life. Well, that is a gamble. You're 100% right. But it's also a gamble whether they're going to deny your claim. And you're right. But over the next 5 years, I will have given them $108,000, only spending $12,000 if I would have just went cash pay.
Now, when you have people like you and me paying for insurance, costing you money out of your check for yourself and or your entire family, you're paying an awful lot of money. There's a problem here. As I was speaking about the problem, I said, I'm really glad we're all talking about it because one of my bigger problems that I've spoken about many times is big pharma. You know, my mom passed away. There was a pill combination involved. And now I'm not saying big pharma is the reason my mother died. I'm saying it is Pills are a very big problem. And I believe big pharma makes more money to keep you sick than to make you well. And there's several documentaries that can back me up. Along with the advocacy for the green plant, they have come up with ways that this will help the American people. It's a whole rabbit hole. And I'm not taking you down that rabbit hole. I'm just taking you down to my account warning. I posted about how I want to talk about big pharma and how it impacted me and my family. Somebody popped in and said, that is not big pharma's fault because that is a doctor and pharmacy problem. Now, I can't say and post freely because they will take my stuff down. But this morning, she caught me at a very rare moment, and I was like, you know what? Let me show you. And I started to post. I posted 3 videos that had to do with big pharma and the connection that I felt it had to my family. 2 out of the 3 were taken down for violation. Ironically, those 2 videos are actually up on my Simply Vibin' page on TikTok. So that's weird. But anyway, and then I got this warning that says you're about to be banned from TikTok. I, of course, have the Simply Vibin' page, and I have another page that I've created. So I'm going to have to start working those accounts. So by the time season 2 starts, I may not hit my goal. I may be banned. It's a much bigger picture than just my account being banned. Now, I understand that these private companies have to make sure that the information being fed to the public is not something that will cause a problem, right? That's fair. The problem, though, is that the people that we elected, they don't care about facts at all. 0. And we've been able to fact check and prove that. And I'm not saying nobody from the left lies. Like, politicians lie, all right? But the news outlets pick up these lies and they share them with the people. And they're going to continue to do that because it feeds a narrative, all right? And I am just this one person in this Dallas town speaking my mind about how I'm impacted. And I get violations. How is that fair? That's what I want to know. How is it fair? How can people talk about their own personal experiences or the things that they've researched and learned and not share it with the people? This is scary. And you already know Project 2025 wants to take down media. Why do you think they want to take down media? Why do you think they want to ban TikTok, which is not my friend right now? But why do you think they want to do that? I'm not here to tell you. I need you to think about it. I need you to really, really, really think about it, because we need to stop letting people control how we're thinking. I did find out that the police found the shooter's backpack, the one that shot the CEO. And do you know what was in it? Monopoly money. That was a definite targeted attack, and it has to do with money and corruption and greed. And that is the one thing that all the sides of the political plates believe in. This isn't a left versus right political issue. They want you to believe it is, but it's not. It's not. And I'm going to get banned. I'm going to get banned. And hopefully I've kind of given you enough clues and hints along the way for you to see what it's about. It's about the middle to lower class fighting the elites and their greed and their monopolies. This is just the beginning. I will continue to share, and I will probably continue to be banned, and I will be able to keep my podcast. So keep coming back, and I will keep letting you know the news. I appreciate you so much being here. I can see my numbers and my downloads for the podcast going up, and I am so grateful for that. It is such a slow build on the podcast, the Audible part, because nobody really knows how to find you in there, you know? And I am not a elite billionaire that has money to throw at marketing. Everything I do is for me. So if I get banned on TikTok, I have just cut off one of my arms. That's okay. I will grow another one. Love you, miss you, bye.